right, just getting the measurements here at the in-laws' house, visiting the grandparents with their baby Jonah. So a little bit of a different view. You've probably seen this. We come here every 6 weeks or so. But the living room's set up a little bit differently, so I can put the camera further back. Now I can finally have a full arms lift, which is kind of cool. Welcome to the Saturday Vinyasa yoga class. No props for this class that I will instruct specifically. If you have a block or a towel or a blanket and you know how to use them, then use them as much as you want. um, we have so many things to carry in the car that I didn't even bring a yoga mat, but there's a nice carpet here, so it's soft. And I practice on hardwood with no mat myself. My knees and my bones don't feel too bad doing that. But I do recommend that you consider using a mat if you don't have a soft surface to practice on. And I also recommend people learn about poses that don't need a mat and maybe don't even need light clothes or maybe even all the perfect things we need for yoga: empty stomach, perfect hair, makeup, the things that are on the prerequisite list for taking class in a posh studio. Um, there's a whole list of poses I call jeans and sneakers poses, meaning if you're out and about and you've got to wait for somebody who's 5 minutes till they meet up with you, um, then you're at the park or there's a little piece of grass at a parking lot and you got your jeans and sneakers and you can easily do some poses and get your stretch on. So it's nice to do a full practice. It's nice to have your mat, have your props, have your clothes, have everything just right. But not every day has the opportunity to have everything we need. And we can always slip in a little bit of deep breathing, a little bit of stretching, a little bit of muscle tone work by fitting it in here and there with these small practices and these secrets like jeans and sneakers poses. So I'll mention a couple that are my favorite jeans and sneakers poses. And the great thing about a jeans and sneakers pose is you can do them with yoga pants and a mat as well. It's not exclusive to one or the other, it works for both. So, anyway, thank you for listening to that rant. We're going to go ahead and begin with a little warm up and check in with the standing form. So make the feet even and parallel, open up the toes, have very subtle tucking of the tailbone and a very subtle drawing in of the core. Feel that the chest is open, the arms hang down. Breathe. And keep breathing. Continue with the breath. And add a little bit more volume to each round of the breath. So eventually you get to that point where you're breathing your deepest inhale and breathing out really smooth and drawing in the core to release all of that breath. So you inhale till you're full and you exhale till you're nice and empty. Lift the arms, bend the elbows a little bit, twist side to side. This is palm tree vinyasa. Very gentle movement flow, but it does engage a little bit of strength. So enjoy that as you flow lightly. Good. Finish on the left side or whatever's the second side. Relax the arms. Switch to rolling the shoulders. Let's do a few rounds each way. All right, and then we'll do another variation of the palm tree vinyasa, lifting the arms. Hold the right wrist, stretch to the left. Switch your grip, stretch the other side, and continue side to side. And come back to center and relax the arms. Let's go ahead and again roll the shoulders. A lot of people are tensing their trapezius, neck, and upper back, so it's nice to do extra of these light little circulation movements. Let's do both directions. Deep breath all the while. Elbow rolls. Both directions. And wrist rolls. Both directions. And then hip rolls. Both directions. Switching to the knees. We're going to do about 5 each way. We do this warm up. This is the same that we do a lot of the times, but it's good to do the same warm up. Let's do both directions because then you can memorize it and do it on your own more easily. Say, for instance, if the power goes out, you don't have internet, you can still practice a little bit of yoga. And lengthen through the legs, arms lift, weave the fingers and push up through the palms. Draw into the core, bend and extend. Now, whereas the warm up's often the same, the meat of the practice, or the gluten-free tofu of the practice, the nut loaf of the practice, is often varied. I like a little variety in the types of yoga and then the sequence we do. If you're ever really hankering for certain types of poses or certain work into body areas like hip opening or spinal twists, leave a comment below. Make sure you let me know that you're practicing regularly and what you'd like to see a little bit more of. Let's switch which finger is leading. Push up. And now we're going to do circles. You can go behind the head a little bit. This accesses the biceps a little more than what typical warm-ups do. We'll do both directions. Now, if you leave a comment that you want to do some crazy level 5 pose, leg behind the head handstand, you're not going to have me meet that need. Push up to the hands and arms relax. But if it's a reasonable all levels sequence that you want me to do, don't hesitate to mention, and I'll see if I can oblige. Feet a little bit wide, toes pointing out just a tad. The knees and toes point the same way. So we'll take a little bit of a squat, hold the thighs for support. Keep going. And eventually you can go lower. Just go to the level that your heels stay on the ground. And there should be a lot of weight in the heels so you're accessing your posterior chain and not putting as much into the knees. Warming up, getting that blood flow going in the legs. Very important for your health to have really good blood flow in your legs. Nice. And we'll do half sun salutations now. If your hamstrings are tight, go wide with the feet. Consider bending the knees. The arms lift and then fold down, flat back, straight back lift, and fold down, flat back, straight back lift, fold down, flat back, straight back lift, and repeat. And when you're ready, place the hands on the floor and take your first downward dog and lift the hips high. Good. Knees down, roll out the back. Yeah. Lower. And inhale. Easy Cobra. And repeat rounds of that. Just warming up the back muscles gradually. You can lift the hands. You'll notice that the chest opens a little more. The upper back strengthens a little more. That's something hopefully we can apply when we start doing upward dogs, that open chest feeling. So we know it's a stretch for the front of the body, not just the spine. All right, and then use the core, lift, take a plank position, a raised push-up, firm the legs, lift out of the shoulders. We do plenty of planks and chaturangas in Vinyasa flow. You're always welcome to do less or even add extra push-ups here and there. Do less, do more, as you see fit. Also holding as well as moving is great for building the heat and lighting that inner fire. So enjoy that as you breathe. Strong legs. And then back to dog pose. Now let's take a little child's pose. Yeah, we're not really tired yet, at least not from sequence. We're probably exhausted from life in the past year of existence. But we're resting not because we're tired from working hard in our poses. We're resting as a reminder that it's good to rest. It's okay to rest anytime you want. Rest is a necessary ingredient for getting stronger. All right, let's come to a sitting or kneeling position. Right foot steps up, knee above the ankle. Work on lifting the chest. And warrior one. Glide up to warrior one. Square the hips, drop the tailbone, and then the arms lift. Now we're going to touch near the heel or brace on the thigh 3 times. Move nice and fluidly. And take downward dog. And again, a little child's pose. Come on up to sitting or kneeling. Big step up through the left foot, warrior one. And then we're going to touch down 3 times near the heel. Very fluid. And breathe. Exhale. Downward dog. And then walk or lightly hop up. And come into a half lift position and then a full fold. Take a straight back lift and lift the arms. Relax the arms. Feet parallel. Chair pose. Exhale. Downward dog. And then 3 times flow in and out of plank. The shoulders above the wrists or not even that far. Glide back. And twice more. Find a smooth flow that helps you to access and take time to feel all the core muscles. Come to plank again. Knees down. Lower all the way. Inhale, lift the legs and the chest. Exhale, release. Inhale, Cobra. Use the arms, but just a little bit. Exhale. Low. In. Plank. Lift to neutral, hands and knees, and then extend the legs. Activate the legs. Take the right knee to the right arm. Switch sides, and then knee to chest. Left knee to chest, right knee across, left knee across. Downward dog. And walk or lightly hop up. Feet to the hands. Half lift and full fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Standing pose, Samastitihi. And again, chair pose, building some heat in the body. Activating those legs. Plank pose. And one more time, a little elbow movement. Right knee, right elbow. Left knee, right knee to chest. Left knee. Right knee across. Left side. And knees down. Lower. Inhale, Cobra. Exhale, lower. Bring the hands to the low ribs. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Deep, deep breath. And walk or lightly hop up. Feet to hands. Half lift and full fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Standing pose, Samastitihi. One more time, chair pose. Downward dog pose. And breathe. Take the knees down, elbows down. Walk the legs back. Drop the hips, firm the legs. And then take the Sphinx. Lift and open the chest. Deep breath. And come on down. Use the core and lift. Push back into the legs. Dog stretch. And then walk or lightly hop up. Half lift, full fold. Straight back lift. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, arms relax. Putting weight under the right foot and then opening the arms and legs. The shooting star pose. You could do this without yoga pants or without bare feet also. This is a good jeans and sneakers one. Add a little wobbling to strengthen the stabilizer muscles in the lateral core more. And switch sides. Breathe. And wobble. You can always hold on to something if you really need. Otherwise, just doing it without anything for support other than the standing leg is great for strength. And when we've done both sides, we're going to come back to doing a sun salutation motion. So, neutral spine or gentle back bend, plank or hands and knees, cobra or upward dog, option extra dip, plank, high plank, low plank, down dog. Skip the dip if you prefer. Deep breath. Yeah, and that was so much fun. We'll jump up, half lift and fold, straight back lift, rise up, arms lift, arms relax, and we'll do it again. So neutral spine or gentle back bend, plank or hands and knees, cobra or up dog, direct to downward dog or extra dip. Deep breath in the dog stretch. And child's pose. Come on up to sitting or kneeling position, and then take a really long stride, right foot, crescent lunge. Knee facing forward, feet as wide as the hips, squaring the hips to get a hip flexor stretch, centering that back heel. And hands down, move the front foot to the midline, put the back foot down, and now warrior two. And take triangle pose. Take triangle with the arm behind the back and open the chest more. Come on up. Take warrior two. Spread the toes, right knee opens, back leg strong. Breathe. Glide down. Runner's lunge. Half Hanuman, hips back, chest forward. And then come back to runner's lunge. Now, take an extended bow or Parsvottanasana, also called the scissors. Feet as wide as the hips. You can do shorter stance and bend the knee if your hamstring's tight. You can do longer stance and eventually lengthen through the legs. Now, this is something I would commonly do when I wasn't doing a yoga practice, just waiting around somewhere in the middle of the kitchen, cooking, at a park, waiting for a friend. People tend to be late where I live, so you end up waiting around for your friends a lot if you're on time. Even, dare I say, the grocery store. This is definitely one of my favorite jeans and sneakers poses. Breathe. And then either go right to down dog or work through a nice up dog sequence. Up dog, down dog. And deep breath. Child's pose. And come on up. Sitting or kneeling, big step up with the left foot. Long step, lengthen the back leg, rise up, crescent lunge. Knee not beyond the ankle, but tracking forward. Back heel, it tends to go in, but try and keep it centering. So it's almost like a feeling of going out if you have the habit of that back heel going in. And the arms open with the shoulders low. Deep, deep breath. And hands down. Take warrior two. So you move the back heel down, front foot to the midline. Rise up, warrior two. Triangle. And triangle with the arm behind the back. Keep opening the chest. Long, slow, deep breath. Bend the knee. Lift the body. Now we'll sustain a solid 5 breaths in warrior two. Glide down, runner stretch, and then work on lifting the chest. And keep that lift and openness to the chest as you take a little flow through half split. Back's pretty flat here, not too rounded. And come back to runner. And then take a nice extended bow. And relax down the back of the neck. Deep breath. Nice long, slow exhale. Chaturanga pose, or just go right to down dog. Inhale, up dog. Option, extra chaturanga, downward dog. Deep breath. Yeah, let's kneel down. Turn to the side and walk or hop the feet apart. Stretch and breathe. And draw into the core. Glide back and lift up. Open the right foot. Lengthen the arms in the rib cage, and again, take triangle pose. Now lift a bit and bring the hands to heart. Open the chest. Keep all that openness and extend the arms. Arms a little wider than the shoulders. It could be higher if you need less effort, and lower if you can keep the chest open with a little bit more effort. And then come back to the second phase, and then take the arm behind the back and take a gentle variation of hand on leg. Spin to high lunge, center the back heel, bring the hands forward, lift the leg, stack the hips, and open the left arm, flexing the foot. And now spin the top arm forward and glide into side angle. Pass through warrior two. And let's transition to the other side. Turn the back foot not just forward, but up. So like 45 degrees in, open the left foot 90 and lengthening through the ribs and the arms. And the leg is toned. The kneecaps facing directly out towards the toes. Triangle. And then lift. Bring the hands to heart, open the chest. Arms extend. Be higher for more ease. Lower to feel like you're better than other people. That's what I like about doing harder versions of the pose. Good. Come back to hands in prayer. And then take arm behind the back and hand resting to the shin. Now spin to high lunge. Bring the hands forward, lift the back leg. Stack the hips. Have the left hand a little on the wide side. Make sure that front foot faces forward. Front knee faces forward. Half moon. Top arm circles. Segue into side angle. Arm behind the back. Keep the left knee opening. Pass through warrior two. And then let everything relax. Bring the feet in a little bit. Open the toes. Devi Asana. Knees bend. And then arms lift. Sit really low into it and breathe. And of course, if your joints hurt, do it less aggressively. Otherwise, go deep. And most importantly, go deep with the breath. Very good. Let's go ahead and rise on up. Feet come a little closer together. And then stand with the feet together. Stretching the right thigh. Feel free to hold on to something for support. The knee naturally kind of goes out, but try and hug it in. Abs drawing in, Uddiyana Bandha, we call it in yoga. Lifting the left arm. Steadying the breath and the eye gaze. And switching. Very good. And then release. Lift the right knee. And open the knee out to the side. And holding the foot and extending the leg. You can have the knee bent a bit and hold the hip as an option. Otherwise, breathe and enjoy this powerful hip opening stretch. Let's go ahead and switch sides. Sometimes you need an extra moment. You can shake out the leg if you need. You can always take an extra moment or two. But if you're ready, you get right into it. You could just hold the bent knee. Otherwise, hold the foot and extend. The body will tend to want to drift. Try and keep the body straight. It's okay to bend the leg. But the more you're straight with the body, the deeper you're going into your leg muscles and hip. If you are leaning a bit, it's not horrible, but it doesn't go as deep. So go deep with the alignment and the breath, eye gaze, feeling very clear deep inside. Good. And then release. We're going to do a little vinyasa, not a chaturanga, but a movement, a little flow. And we do one repetition. So we stretch the thigh. We keep the heel against the glute, the whole sequence. We lift the left arm. Now we're going to lower the body and lift the thigh, but the heel stays against the glute. So it's not like a bow. You touch the ground or just halfway. Might help to put a bend in the standing leg. Come up as smooth as you can. It's a little hard, especially on a softer surface like the carpet. Let's do the other side. So get the form going first. You're breathing, always with the breath. The heel stays against the glute, but the thigh lifts. Eventually, the thigh is parallel to ground. And the knee can bend, and eventually you don't need to do that. You come on up. And that's the flow. Now we're going to do a held pose. Most people are familiar with leaning forward and bowing the leg. We're going to do that. I like both, and I like to know the difference between those two things. The first one had the heel against the glute, and this one has the heel extending out, foot kicking out as you lean forward, and breathing. Good. Let's switch. Take your time. You get the foot, but then switch to the inner grip. The leg goes out. If this is all you do, that's totally fine. And then eventually you can do a little bit more. And come on up. And release. Go ahead and widen the stance. And let's do a sustained squat. Now we're going to segue to a seating sequence eventually. And if the squat doesn't feel good, start sitting now and do butterfly or cross-legged. Otherwise, about 5 breaths in the squat. Wide feet helps. Maybe a blanket under the heels if your Achilles is tight. All right, very good. Let's go ahead and sit down. Hips back, hips back. And we'll take Upavishtakonasana. So do the floating butterfly, floating squat, and that's all you need to do. But if you can do a little more, you extend the legs and lift the chest. And this is a great pose to work on challenging the balance as well as the flexibility. Lean forward with the chest, lengthen the spine, breathe. Good. Come on down. Let's try the forward version of that. Sitting bones back and holding the feet. And lift a little bit or lift a little more and eventually lengthen the legs. Wider feet is easier. Feet together, a little bit of a tighter stretch on the hamstrings. So practice accordingly. Keep your back straight so you don't roll back. Good. Release the legs, feet together, hips back, diamond stretch. Good. Let's go ahead and switch to the hands and knees. And lower all the way down. And inhale, Cobra. See how that feels. Take an extra breath. And come on down. Bring the hands a little higher and wider. Lift. We're going to take about 3 breaths now, holding the Cobra. Elbows stay bent. And working to the mid-back as well as the low back. And come on down. And bring the hands either higher and wider if you need easier, Lower if you want to go deeper, and we're going to do a longer cobra. So if you feel like you're spent on back bends, you can always do twists or forward bends instead. Otherwise, we're going to do a held cobra, about 5 breaths this time, and take time to open up in the chest. Very good. Release. Take the right arm overhead and hold the hand on the head and flex the feet. Open the top knee, hold the knee, or if you like, hold the big toe and extend. If you're losing your balance, bend the grounded leg. And if you're tight, leave the top leg bent. And the full challenge eventually is to have both legs straight. And release. And I'm going to switch just so I can face you and project my voice, but you don't need to move around. We'll switch sides. Start by bending the knee, hold that, and that's an option just to hold that, just like when we did the balancing version. Otherwise, you do the legs. Remember, you can do bottom leg bent, both legs bent, or vice versa, and eventually both legs straight for the full stretch. Very good. Release. Come on down. And let's take a nice Sphinx stretch now with the elbows under the shoulders or a little on the wide side. Broaden in the chest. Deep, deep breath. And then lengthen through the arms and open up in the chest. Reach back through the feet. And come on down. Use the core. Lift and push into the legs. Downward dog. Right knee forward, swan pose. You can do a more moderate swan, hands forward, or a deeper back bend, hands further back. And then forward bend. Come on up to the Swan. Push back, dog stretch. Left knee forward. Swan, work on lifting your chest. And if you like, bring the hands further back. And then enjoy that nice, relaxed forward bend. And come on up. And let's take downward dog. Next, we're going to do up dog, but as a sustained pose. So, if you'd like to do an alternative, consider any other back bend, Cobra, Sphinx, or your choice. Otherwise, take face down, bring the hands low, lift and lift the thighs, and take 3 to 5 breaths, lifting the chest and trying to have the shoulders opening back. Deep breath, upward facing dog, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And downward dog. And let's go ahead and segue into a nice seated twist. So sit down, extend one leg, lift the arms, have the opposite leg bent, and twist to that side. Opening the chest and shoulders, turning the head if it's working for you, or neutral neck if you need to. Always with the breath. And let's go ahead and do the other side. Take time to really lift the spine and enjoy a nice twist to the right. Shoulders open, breathing deep. Very good. Let's come back to center. Take this nice forward bend. Relax the back of the neck. Soften the shoulders. Take a few more deep breaths. And switch sides. Excellent. Let's go ahead and release that stretch and segue into a nice reclined posture. Knees to chest, and take reclined easy seat where you cross the legs, knees lower out and down, and you're stretching through the thighs as you relax and arrange the arms any way you like. If the low back feels overarched, put something under the feet like a blanket. Deep breath. And switch sides. It helps to use one hand to tuck the inner leg in more, and you'll stretch a little more through the thigh that way. Range the pose as you see fit, deep breath. So it's like cross-legged. It is cross-legged. It's like meditation, but recline. Best of both worlds. Very nice. Let's take knees to chest and open the arms, legs to left. Upper body twist right. Other side. And when you feel nice and even in the stretch, take Shavasana. You can do a long Shavasana. Turn the volume off and do 15 minutes if you'd like. Otherwise, we'll just do a few minutes together. Silence, stillness in the body and mind. Eyes closed, soft breath, letting go. And when you're ready, let's go ahead and deepen the breath. Gradually bring movement back to the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Come to knees to chest and then a comfortable seat. Sit tall on your comfortable seat and breathe deep. We're going to do a clearing breath and then 3 ohms. When you're ready, breathe in through the nose Let it out with the exhale. And then inhaling for Om. Namaste. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. It's wonderful that we can keep training together online. Um, yes, if you are a resident of Santa Cruz and planning on coming to my class tomorrow on Sunday in the park, I won't be there. I'll be probably streaming another live class. All provided the time and place is available. Sometimes there's conflicting family activities, but I'll announce that on Instagram if I'm going to do an impromptu class on Sunday. Hatha yoga class in the park will be postponed. Classes are for donation. My classes in person and classes online. Click in the description below. Hit me up with some Venmo or PayPal. Tell me what you want to keep practicing, what you want to practice more of. Like I said, I can't do crazy advanced poses, but I can probably accommodate certain requests and would be happy to do so. Otherwise, I'll just keep doing stuff off the top of my head and try and vary it that way. So again, wonderful to train together. Drink some water, take good care of yourself, and look forward to the next time. Ciao for now.